Okay. All right. We're letting everybody in. I'm going to give it 1 minute and then we'll get started. Okay. All right. So Mike, if you can keep an eye out and let anybody else in that's out in the waiting room, but I'll go ahead and get started. Okay.
Sounds good, James.
You bet. Thanks, Mike. So welcome to today's cause meeting. My name is James Kernan. I'm the zone manager of Heart of the Midlands here in Omaha, Nebraska. I will be one of the hosts for today's meeting. My fellow co-host is Mr. Mike May. Mike, give everybody a wave. We're also joined with some other team members and fellow zone managers. We'll work together to help answer all your questions and facilitate today's call. Today's call is estimated to be about 30 minutes. And, so any questions that you do have, if you could go ahead and just put them in chat. And based on the size of the audience, we can either, unmute yourself and ask the questions when we call on you, but in the meantime, feel free to just go ahead and type your name type your name and actually what state you're in chat, and we'll get some chat dialogue going. But today's meeting is actually the fifth and final part of a 5-part series all week long in our Finish Strong campaign, and that's what we call the Cause Convo. So we've had these noon meetings Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Today's the final one. And the topic this week is gratitude. Okay, we all know what gratitude is, right? It's the quality of being thankful. It's the readiness to show appreciation and return kindness to one another. And the reality is we all have so much to be grateful for, especially our servant-hearted federal employees, the federal community that all of them give so much back to all of us. Okay, so for that, we're truly grateful and thankful. Okay, so we've got, hopefully we've got 5 of our valued charities that are here to visit with all of you today. Each of the charities will share just a couple minutes about the charity, and we're going to navigate in the background so you can learn a little bit more about the charities and how to give. And then our co-host Mike will actually also give us a quick demo on the giving site. It's givecfc.org. And if you haven't had a chance to set up your account yet, please do so today. Today is the final day to give. And the giving site will be closed at the end of business today. But if you've got any of your paper pledge forms for any of those coordinators out there, feel free to get those completed, pop those in the mail today. It should be postmarked today and sent out to the processing center up in Madison, Wisconsin. So Mike, are you ready to get started?
I am. I just posted the giving site link in there, and it does close at midnight tonight. And, I just want to, as we embark on this final Cause Week message, I am reminded of where we were mid-September this year. And I've been doing a lot of charity outreach, and mid-September this year, we did not know what this campaign was going to look like. Did we, Cindy? We had no idea what this campaign was going to look like. Cindy helps run the Mike Monroney Aeronautical Center in Oklahoma City, and has been doing combined federal campaign for longer than I have. I've been doing it 30 years. Cindy's been doing it since she's been a teenager, obviously, but she's been doing it longer than I have. And everybody sat down, people that have been doing it for a while and people that were brand new, and they were like, what's this going to look like? And we started these Cause Week conversations, and they have just morphed into things that we never thought possible in the campaign. And to be part of this on the last day of the 2020 campaign, having all you join us means a heck of a lot to me, because the things that we've done this year will be with the CFC for years to come. These conversations that we have that we're completing here today will be integrated into the campaign, and we'll be able to reach more federal employees. We'll be able to get more people involved in your causes because of what we did and started this year and responded to, because of COVID. So I'm just excited to be a part of it. Thank you, James, for leading today, and our colleagues Gwen and Tara that are here, and all the federal employees that are on the call. And we just want to acknowledge you, thank you, and thank the charities for partnering with us this year in this historic 2020 CFC. So with that, I will we'll start with the first charity. James.
All right. So our first charity is actually from St. Louis. It's the St. Louis Torchbearers. And Miss Velma Bailey. Velma, you with us?
Yes, I am.
All right, the floor is yours. Go ahead. Thank you.
Well, thanks so much. And we're glad to be here representing the St. Louis Torchbearers 2 in St. Louis, the inner city. We'd like to say thank you to the CFC campaign for being a partner with us for at least 5 years and helping us deliver services to children in underserved areas. CFC for us has been an opportunity to be part of a family. It's not just a network or a collaborative. It's a group of people who deliver services, who work together and share. And as much as we benefited from the donations, the volunteer hours has been a great support to us, but also networking with other CFC organizations has been very valuable to us. In 2011, we started a not-for-profit in St. Louis. And our story is really a story from triumph, from tragedy to triumph. We had a boy in our neighborhood who got murdered getting off the school bus. And some of us started talking about what we could do to help. So we started a summer day camp when kids have the most time when they're free and they need services. And that 3-week summer day camp was developed in partnership with our police department and some community organizations to help kids learn about public safety and also anti-bullying and how to recognize a caring adult. Well, after that, here we are 10 years later. Our summer camp has grown from a 3-week camp now to 8 weeks. We have an after-school program that's right now virtual, but we were driving children to one of the local universities for one-on-one homework help with the college students. We have now 25 Saturdays where we take kids out on outings. And we have overnight camping, back to school shopping, and we have toys for tots. And sometimes we get to a lot of different resource activities which takes us over and beyond our 25 Saturdays, like a 6-week biking program that we go to with Kids on Trail. CFC means so much for us because we knock on doors at the beginning of the summer to get children involved in our camp. And sometimes not until mid-camp do we actually know all the children by name. So we have t-shirts that we have to purchase for the kids. We're out in our local park, so we have no water out there. So we have to buy water bottles and ice every day and coolers. And CFC helps provide that. And in addition to that, we take our children on 20 field trips during the summer. And we use a lot of the CFC funding to take our kids on public transportation because we really push sustainability. Your donation means so much to us, but your volunteer hours have meant a lot. As you can see pictured on the screen, our kids got a chance to go to Fort Leonard Wood, and we were there as guests of a 4-star general who was actually the commander for the whole base. And CFC has put us into a lot of venues like that where our children would never have gotten a chance to learn how important they are to themselves, to others. So thanks so much for all you do. And we are very appreciative, and we look forward to continued years of service with you and all of the CFC organizations that we're able to work with.
All right. Fantastic.
Velma, thank you. Yeah, and I want to recognize that you have on your front page, you have the CFC, your CFC logo, and the code slides across on one of your sliders. So we want to thank you right there for partnering with us and for promoting the CFC and on your front page. It means that kind of partnership is what CFC is all about, and you know, the communities that we serve. It's all about local charities. So thank you for doing that, James.
All right, super, great job, Velma. Thanks for joining us. All right, our next charity is going to be the Youth Farm and Market Project. Miss Erin Finneman.
Awesome. Thank you. I love that we kicked off with some youth development talk there because that's what we're all about at Youth Farm. So hearing about other youth development projects is always super exciting as well. So as we move into 2021 at Youth Farm, like James mentioned, we're located in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And as we move into 2021, donations from the CFC are huge for us because we're undergoing a period of growth. I'm sure Velma might relate to this, but youth development is more important right now more than ever. As we're trying to help communities recover and really be a shining light in the community, there's a lot of things that communities need. And at Youth Farm, how we meet community needs is we work with youth ages 9 through 24 who plant, grow, and distribute fresh local produce to neighborhood residents who need it most. And while doing this, while obviously meeting a tangible food need, youth are also developing really important leadership and career skills that they can take with them wherever they go. We never say that we're a college readiness program because we know that some students will go on to tech school or they may go on to the workforce or becoming community organizers. So our work really aims to prepare youth for whatever comes next for them, whether that's within the food system or not. And the CFC has been a great opportunity for us. This is the first year that we've participated. And I just wanted to emphasize the importance of individual donations. One of the things we found this year at Youth Farm is that when we're meeting with funders, a lot of times they're asking us, so what is fundraising like this year? Which is often met with the assumption that individual donations are lapsing or are less than they have been in the past. But although sometimes we are seeing some smaller donation amounts, we've actually had an influx of new individual donors. And one of the main reasons for that is participating in the CFC. And a huge piece of CFC money that is helpful for us is that it is general operating money. And that is huge for charities because as we do work to engage more youth, that means we have more admin costs, we have more staffing costs, we have more supply costs. So money from the CFC is a huge benefit to us. So I just wanted to reinforce that and say thank you because the generosity of individual donors like you has really kept Youth Farm and a lot of other organizations doing the important work that we need to do this year. So with that said, if you'd like to learn more about us, you can visit our website that Mike is showing right now. It's youthfarmmn.org. Our CFC number, as you can see in my name, is 14369 if you're interested in making a donation. And we'd also love for you to follow us on social media. We post updates on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook all the time. So you can check out what our youth are growing. So yeah, again, just thank you so much. And I'm excited to hear from other charities as well.
All right. Great job, Erin. Thank you so much. Appreciate you joining us today and good job explaining things. So Erin actually brought up a really important point. I just want to share and take a moment with this horrible pandemic in 2020. You know, we learned kind of the new normal of being much more virtual, right? Everybody working remote, and we're relying on more digital marketing activities. So she brought up the importance of following each other on social media. So please do that. Each one of our zones, the zone managers actually have a dedicated Facebook page and some other social media accounts. But there's a local website, and then our primary one really is the Facebook page. Make sure you're any of the federal employees, the coordinators, and any of the charities that are in each zone. Make sure you're following that zone's Facebook page. A lot of great information comes out. And we actually share a lot of the virtual events like this that we're doing up on social media, including the McGuire CFC YouTube channel. All of our events and all the assets, the digital assets, are all up on the YouTube channel. So thanks for reminding us that, Erin.
I want to just take a minute also to talk a little bit about results nationwide. Just last day of giving, where there's going to be a lot of paper that's going to be counted in the next, we hope, in the next 2 weeks as the USPS comes back online. USPS is down this year. I don't think there is a federal department that has done more this year to support the country than USPS having to deliver so much important, necessary items since the pandemic started, just critical things to people, items to people that they couldn't go out and get because of lockdown. And then they had to go through the election, and they were vilified by some during the election, and they had to put up with that, yet still did a tremendous job getting that requirement, that constitutional requirement completed. And then they had to go into Christmas and kind of do double time as Santa because people weren't traveling and delivering gifts. The thought and the reason for them being down this year makes perfect sense to all of us, and I don't want to do anything but acknowledge how wonderful they've been in this year's campaign, and they are having a big, strong campaign and should finish strong with a lot of paper that we're going to count. Some of the military bases have had the same type of difficulty. While they were face-to-face, they couldn't gather in more than 10 people. They couldn't have trainings. They couldn't have events. They couldn't hand off paper pledge cards to each other because of COVID rules regarding, who could and who could not, transfer paper. So some of the installations are down. Nevertheless, going into the last day, we're at about $75 million of the 80 that we raised last year. The last day, we often get $5 million. It's usually the biggest day of the campaign besides Giving Tuesday. With those two agencies or those two departments, DOD and USPS down, besides them, we could be up this year, which again is just incredible to recognize what charities did, what federal employees did, what coordinators did, the way we pivoted, came together and found a way to get your message across to federal employees that were 90% virtual. And it's just, I wanted you all to have the results as we're getting them right now. In fact, Tara, we were posting on our results on our Slack channel, and I just read it while James was talking, and we're kind of, it's a little bit like an election this last day. We keep running reports and keep looking at totals, and Cindy's been getting updates all week, daily updates on how Mike Maroney's doing. So I just wanted to recognize what has occurred and what a success this campaign has been as we go towards our final charity speaker for the 2020 CFC.
Great, Mike. Thanks for sharing. So our next charity speaker, we have the United Way of Cass Clay. Valerie, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Thank you so much. It is a pleasure to be here. I didn't realize I was going to be the very last speaker of the 2020 CFC season, so that's pretty exciting. Going to enter, there we go. In the chat there, but it is, a pleasure to be here, and just want to introduce myself. My name is Valerie Fechner. I serve on the team at United Way of Cass Clay, which serves the Cass Clay on the Fargo, North Dakota side, and Clay County on the Moorhead, Minnesota, and surrounding area side. So technically we serve kind of two areas or two states. And so our United Way is really a partnership between many volunteers, between nonprofits in the area, and people who step up to invest in our work. And so that partnership is really what makes our work possible in the community. You'll see on our website there are some wonderful, at the top, you'll see some scrolling different people with holding signs and stuff. And that is just such a fun way to see all of our contributors and everybody that has come together in the community over this past year. As we know, it's been a really tough year, and it has been amazing to see our community come together and really become unstoppable, as those signs suggest. But our United Way focuses on really making life better for people living in poverty in our area. There is 1 in 9 people in our area live in poverty. And so our United Way works with nonprofit community partners like shelters and food banks and social service providers. And our close relationships with them give us a unique vantage point where we can see and understand our community's biggest challenges and opportunities. And so together with data and input from community leaders, we develop strategies to solve our community's biggest challenges and find the best opportunities to make the most change and the most difference for people living in poverty through things like reducing hunger and homelessness, preparing kids to succeed, helping people be independent, and lifting people out of poverty. And you'll see on our website there's just kind of those different bold goals, and those are our areas of service and areas that we focus on in our community right here in Cass and Clay counties. And so all of our investments stay right here to help our friends and neighbors. And so I just want to extend my gratitude to the CFC, as well as to anyone that might be on the call that either lives in our area or donates to their local United Way. We truly appreciate your support. And I know that our United Way has been a part of CFC for many years and just always enjoys the opportunity to connect with federal employees and for them to have the opportunity to give back to their community as well. It has, of course, been a really challenging year for many different departments of the federal employees. And so it's just great to see everyone come together and to really give back what they can and just see how unstoppable our community is becoming. So thank you so much for the opportunity to speak today. And if you have a chance, if you're interested in learning more, please navigate to our website. And there is a video on our homepage. It's our 2020 United Way campaign video that highlights kind of an initiative that we're starting in our community this year, preventing homelessness for families and children as part of our bold goal to reduce hunger and homelessness in the community. And so I invite you to learn more, but I'd be happy to answer any questions if anyone has any. It's been great to hear from other organizations in the zone as well. So thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Valerie. I do have a question, and it's something I don't know if you can help us get some insight. But United Way, obviously, the CFC has been called the United Way of the federal employee workforce. And so, if you had, what did you learn this year? What did United Way learn this year? Because it had to do some virtual fundraising for a lot of its offices and corporate clients. What did you learn this year about virtual fundraising? I loved what Aaron said at Youth Farm. You saw some increases in giving. The generosity of federal employees that could give was, I think, highlighted this year when you look at the USPS and some of the DoD accounts down just because of the nature of their work and the challenges they had to have a campaign. So what did United Way learn about virtual fundraising and workplace campaigns that you can share with all of us that have been spending 5 months in the trenches with you with the CFC?
Yeah, absolutely. It, of course, was a challenging year in a lot of ways, just to navigate the new platforms and new ways of reaching people. And it, fortunately, has been a pretty steady year for us. And it has really been cool to see businesses, when they are doing well, they are still really willing to give and to be generous. Because, we all know that not everybody is at that point and with where our world has gone in the last year. But it's been really cool to actually transfer a lot of meetings and things like that to the online platforms, because you could reach so many more people than you could otherwise. And it's so cool to see hundreds of employees from different businesses coming together when usually we get the opportunity to maybe talk to 50 of them. And so it's been a challenging year, but there has been so many positives coming out of it as well. And I would say from our perspective, the community has continued to be very generous and to come together. And as far as individual donations, I would agree that it has increased as well. A lot of our revenue or donations come from some corporate giving, and I would say the majority of it comes from individual giving. And so we're just really fortunate to have a community that continues to support each other and those in need during hard times like this. So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's been an incredible year. It's been an incredible opportunity. I think, challenge is or crisis or chaos is just it's an opportunity for us. And I think United Way, CFC, all the charities, federal employees came together and made it a success. So just proud to be a part of it, proud to work with all the charities, partner with them, and obviously the federal employees that are on this call with us. Your outreach team is just grateful to be working with you, and it's been a tremendous year, and I'm humbled to be in the position we are to talk with you today and share this last day together. So thank you, James. I'll hand it over to you to close it out.
All right, you bet. So we do have a couple minutes left. We were going to show you the giving site real quick, but let me first open it up. Any other questions? Does anybody have any other questions? Okay, team, do you see any other questions in chat that we haven't had a chance to answer? We want to make sure we answer all those. All right. One last thing, please consider to, donate either your time or your funds if available. The giving site, we dropped that a couple times up into chat, but it's givecfc.org. It's very easy to set up an account. It just takes a minute or so. And the cool thing, once you set up your account, it tracks all your history year over year. So this year, when the campaign opened up, it took me less than 30 seconds to do my annual pledge. So I encourage you to do that if you haven't had a chance. So
I want to wrap this up. Cindy, have you seen this? Have you seen this? Where Kim takes a pie in the face? Have you seen that? That was yesterday. We did a fundraising where the federal executive boards got together and the federal executive leadership got together. And if they raised the amount of money they challenged their team to raise, on the left is the campaign chair, Kim Shepard, and on the right is the FEB director, Chris Hooper. And we did that over 3 zones. So I had to show one of those, James. I just had to.
That's fantastic. And those are some messy pies. I don't know what kind of pies those are, but the one was a little goopy on the left. So glad that wasn't me. Anyway, that's what makes it fun. So anyway, thank you everybody for joining us. Grateful that you could be here with us. And again, we're just so grateful for the campaign itself and all the wonderful federal workers. So thanks for joining us. So all have a great rest of the day. Let's finish the campaign strong, and we'll see you soon, okay? Take care.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great 2021.